guys, are you attending real estate conferences and you want to hear the best coaches tips for networking and building your agent to agent referral business? I'm here with my dear friend for several years, Coach Alicia Soikawa. How are you, Alicia?
I'm excellent. Happy to be here.
I love every time we get to be in business together. So, you're a coach. Tell us who you are and kind of your background and expertise.
Well, thanks for having me. We just came off of a big conference, so this is perfect timing. I'm a coach, a mastery coach with Tom Ferry, International Coach Tom Ferry, the number one coach, I think 10 years in a row now, and really proud to be part of this ecosystem. I'm also one of his speakers, and I'm in production. I've been in the business over 10 years and been blessed to be top 100 many, many times over in the Richmond, Virginia market. I've run teams, been solo agent, blew things up. I've gone through the fire. You guys have gone through open boutique brokerages, closed them, and now I'm the principal broker for 5 Realty Co. in Virginia and growing that right now. And I'm in great company here with Brian and really excited to help where I can.
So, Alicia, I know that when people go to these conferences, they're obviously trying to take in all of the knowledge and know-how for their clients. But kind of side by side, and how I built a little bit of my business was the agent to agent referral aspect. And so, what are some of the big tips that you share with your coaching clients about, best practices for getting to know more people and expand their networks?
I think that's one thing agents forget about is that agent to agent relationship and how important it is. It's no different than the relationship you make with your personal friends and family and clients that come back as repeat clients that we talk about sphere of influence and past clients. When we talk about lead pillars, meaning how are you getting your business? And a lead pillar would be, you could have open house, you could have past clients, you could have online leads. You think of a table, 4 legs on a table. Agent to agent referral absolutely needs to be on there. And I think that what happens is we get busy and we look at agents as a competition or friendships, and we don't realize what a pool, a resource that agent could be, because we all have clients that move and come, especially nowadays with everybody being, making moves to be near family, our job relocations or military, all the different reasons of why people are going to move out of state, buying second homes, where why would you let that person go for a general search on Google to find that agent to serve their personal friend versus you saying, "Hey, friend, can you help my client?"
Yeah. So a lot of people go, oh, what's going to make me stand out at these conferences? Me being in the Atlanta market, you in the Richmond. Do you think that like different swag and all that stuff, you think that's important? Or how do you think that you make these meaningful connections?
I think it's like anything else in relationships. You're not going to go up to someone in a bar if you're dating and go, I'm going to say this a little crass, but you'll love it because agents are watching. You're not going to go and like, you don't have sex. You don't have sex. It might work for some people. I don't know, Brian, but you're probably not going to want to do that. I'm going to put my headphones on here. Um, you're probably not going to want to do that with agents. You want to build an authentic relationship. Most agents want to work with people and send their friends and family, people that they love, that's similar to them. So my suggestion is go and find agents in all the markets you see your people moving to or coming from, and find friends that are like you, because they're going to want to work with someone they're comfortable with, which would be you. So don't go and send them. If you are really warm and nurturing and take care of your clients, don't send them to someone that's going to be like, not take care of them, because they're going to be almost like pissed off. They're going to be like, why did you send me to this agent that, doesn't follow up like how you follow up?
Right.
Those are kind of things that you need to ask when you're interviewing agents. So, there's so many people that shout names out. I think there's like lab coat referrals. There's a bunch of groups and they're fantastic. 100%. I tell my clients, make sure you're in those groups. Make sure people know who you are. Get a relationship. Anytime you do have done a successful referral situation, make sure that they're letting their friends know. Ask them to refer you for other friends in their office. Because a lot of times, like for us, DC is a really big referral point, because Richmond to DC is just 2 hours. It's a lot less cost of living. For you, it's probably Charlotte, in Atlanta to Charlotte or Tennessee. There's certain cities that see a lot of back and forth, right? Texas has a lot of back and forth to a lot of places. California does. New York City has a lot from Florida. There's a lot of cities you have to figure out, where do I need to make connections that I'm missing? That's first and foremost. And then second, you need to be like, how do I make genuine relationships and friendships? It's like nothing else. It's like when you get to know someone, you're like, I like that person. I need to hang out with them. I didn't realize how fun they would be. I didn't realize how awesome they would be. That's what the conferences are about. You cannot find that out on the Zoom like this. Like no one would know how much fun Brian is. I mean, you may know
They
online.
know. They
I
know.
I mean, you would probably wouldn't know how fun I am until you see me in a gay club dancing, which was
Yep.
so much fun when we went to training. Like we really like what they say is when you break bread with someone, when you share a meal, when you travel with someone, there's a relationship that's built that you cannot I don't know, there's something different. It's just like going to camp. And when you're younger, you go to camp with someone, you're just so much closer. Or like when I was in sales, they would send us to training for like 2 weeks and we had to share like cars back and forth. There's something about that, like going through something with someone that builds that bond that you're like, I can trust this person. He showed up to class every day at the same time. He was the where he said he was going to be at the same time. Like those are little signals subconsciously that are telling us, I can trust this person and I want to work with this person and I'm okay with sending my client to that person. That's what you build over time. That's what conferences do. That's what masterminds do. Because someone shows up or are they canceling all the time? Are they not showing up? Are they kind
Right.
of flaky? You're not going to send your people to them
Because
because
how
that's
you
how
show up here is how you show up everywhere. So
absolutely.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
building the relationships. I mean, you and I have known each other over time. Alicia has family in the metro Atlanta area. And when she comes in, like we really take time to try to like, at least if we can grab a coffee, if it's not
Mhm.
break bread, like she had mentioned. So really going above and beyond the jumping on the platforms of like lab coats and some of these others and just raising your hand. And I think that's really the relationship building. And like I always say, relationships will take you places money can't. So how many referrals are coming into the Richmond market, do you think? And, because people talk about like some areas like Atlanta has a ton, whereas some other areas that may aren't as large or metropolitan may not get as many. So what advice do you have for people that may not be in the big metro areas?
I think it's still you still see people moving out. Like most cities have a military base. Most cities have some type of industry. Figure out what your big industry is in your city. So we are the corporate headquarters of Capital One Bank. It's a pretty big bank.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a lot of people moving just with that bank. We have one of the biggest health systems in Virginia. So that's a big thing. The cost of living and the schools are really good here. So even if we don't have a lot of people going, some people will come here because of that. There's reasons why certain people are going to want to live in certain cities. You have to figure that out. Do you have tourism in your city? There's always something that's drawing people. You have to just figure out, think to yourself, where are these people coming and going? And then make the relationship of the cities there. I probably have a handful of things that move out. Like I see a lot of movement to Charlotte, North Carolina right now for me. DC up north, I get a lot coming in from them. Texas, it just depends. And a lot of times people are making movements because of family too. Right. If like I have an 18-year-old now, if he gets married and moves away and has a kid, chances are I'm going down there,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot there's a lot of incentivizing for because people are putting a different focus now on connections, and so you need to figure out, like, what is when you're in an area, what does that mean? Churches drive a lot of a lot of, movement of, you see a big church built, you'll see a lot of different businesses kinda come and go. So you guys have to just like how I tell agents, just like you're pouring into your circles, figure out where all the movement is. Like, what pay attention to what's going on in your developments. Pay attention to what businesses are coming and going, what's opening and closing, what factories are coming and going. Amazon built a big plant here. That's a
Yeah.
lot of the things happening. You know what I mean? A lot of headquarter people coming. If they build a casino, things like that. Like there's things that are going around that people don't even realize is happening. You need to think out international even, right? A lot of Canadians are moving here because their taxes are ridiculous up there. Like it's
Yeah.
something like 60%. That made me throw up. But and they don't have the write-offs that we have. Like it's just different there. So like
Yeah.
they might be like, I'm fleeing and I'm gonna move down here. Right. Medical systems. Think about how doctors work. Are you in a big medical system? Most states have huge, some type of medical system. where all of the cancer and all of the research is going on. So making sure to figure out, how do I bust in there? You just got to kind of think out of the box about like what's going on and who do you know in your circle that can connect you to the, you're like one person away. You're always like one person away of getting what you want.
Right. And one of the things, a huge piece of advice that I talk about is, a lot of people when they're on these like groups and you have your migration maps, you have all of the, census information, but at the same time, if you're a part of these Facebook groups, go ahead and see where the person referring is from, and then start trying to track your own information and then adding to your own database. If you see somebody in Tampa, Florida looking for an Atlanta agent, well, see if there's a trend that's starting with people from Tampa sending over. I know Verizon's a huge back and forth for us. So, different niche industry. We have a lot of Fortune 500, obviously Delta. So starting to look at that information and not just raise your hand, but even after maybe you weren't the first to be put up. Another huge piece of advice I always recommend people do is reach out and say, hey, I might not have been the right opportunity, but I'd love to go ahead and send you a little bit about myself and possibly jump on a Zoom so that for the future business. And I think that's the hard, right? We talk about people that do the work and then people that do the hard. And I think it's hard to go and say, you know what, I didn't get it. Let me put in the work for the future. And so that's one of the huge things that has helped me build my business is it may not have been the right personality fit, or they found somebody already because I didn't see it right away, but I still go and make that connection on the back end. So I think the more amazing, intimate relationships you have, like I know I've seen life, milestones with all of my referral partner friends. They've become friends and family to me. I've watched your
Yeah.
kids grow up, and I can't believe, we don't have children, so it's kind of beautiful because we don't age with them. But when we were hanging out at dinner, with Sebastian, I was like, wait, how did we get to this place? He's like a man now.
He is a man.
Jessica's kids the
Yeah.
same way. So really dive into the personal details, not just the business, because this is, people want to work with who they like and trust, know, like, and trust, right? So knowing Alicia, knowing what she does for her clients, but also the passion she has for the sacrifice she makes for her family and all of that, that's the relationships that I want to be in with the rock stars. So what other coaching tips? It doesn't have to be just referral. It could be anything.
I
I think
think
you're
it's
big.
interesting you bring that up too, because I think it's important before, don't let it be a popularity contest. I think we see that a lot happening in some of these groups. Make sure that when you're recommending someone that you're okay. Because like the worst thing that can happen is you recommend someone that makes you look bad. And I
Sure.
think we've all been in that seat, whether it's a contractor or a vendor. I mean, I'm like, one strike and you're out. Because it's a shame, because it can really damage your relationship with whoever then you're sending it to, right? And so I think be very, very mindful about not just, and also if someone gives you a referral, hold and cherish that referral and put it above anything else, because it's a chain of reaction that can lead to so much more. And I
Yeah.
think that that's so important to remember, because I think, I always try to send a thank you. I always try to send a thank you card and something just to show gratitude, because they could have gone anywhere else, but they chose to send it to you or vice versa. So I think it's important to remember stay in a place of gratitude. And that crosses over to anything is what I, kind of lean into that piece. As you know, as a coach, I kind of see a little bit of everything across the board. And it's interesting, the people that wear the hats, they see what they want to see. We all see what we want to see, is what I
Right.
would say. So I
Right.
saw this really interesting thing. This is speaking of coaching, we all have our own perception, right? And that's our unique to what we see. And our own perception is our own reality in life. But if we can step out of our own perception and go into other people's perspective and step into their shoes and see what the big perspective is, it kind of takes you out of yourself and lets you see the big picture.
Yeah.
And that is very powerful. And that is going to help you, I think, in life, like serving a client, serving your spouse, your children. Like, and you may be feeling like you're drowning, but hey, let me get outside of myself for just 1 second, put the shoes on. What would that feel like to be the other side of the table here? And then giving that response instead of always just making an emotional response of like, you're doing this to me. And why didn't you give me the referral or whatever's going on? Because sometimes there's things at play, like you may not realize it, like you're not the right fit.
Right.
It's
And that's
okay.
okay.
You don't want it, that means. That's my
Yeah.
I have this whole thing is you're exactly where you're supposed to be. It's really hard to hear that sometimes. You're exactly. And there's another thing too. I have another client I'm coaching and everything seems like it's falling apart right now. And I know it's falling together for her. And so it's the concept of like when you decide that you're going to clean out your kitchen or clean out your closet, what does it look like?
Right.
Complete chaos. It looks psycho. Like you've taken everything out and you're like walking, like, why have we done this? Like, this is stupid. And then you're sorting through, right? And then you're putting it back to where you want it. And then when it's done, it's beautiful and perfect and works for you. So everything that we do in life is like that. When we make a decision and a choice to do something, it's exciting because we made the decision and we're going to do it. But when we're in it, sometimes it's so like crazy that you're like, what am I doing? So just remember, if you're in the what am I doing? I feel crazy, you're probably putting it back together. So it's all good. That's probably the best advice I could give.
I love it. So look, Alicia reads a ton. She's always trying to reimagine, inspire, re-identify. What do you think is the book to read right now as we transition to navigating crazy market, all of the noise in the market, and how to get more sphere of influence that can be either past clients, church, family, whatever, but also referable agents. What do you think is the best book right now that somebody can read to help elevate their mindset and their ability and skill set?
I think a must read is it's a bright yellow book called Unreasonable Hospitality by Will Guidara. That is
Okay.
a must read. Looking at my book here. I think to get your mindset straight, I think the full fee agent, those two together will help you realize you're either the favorite or you're the fool. So you could jump up and down and put all this energy into something that you were never going to get and be pissed off, or you can walk in with confidence and get the thing you were always meant to have. Right. That's a big piece. Those two are top two. Right now I'm reading Chatter, which is really good about the voice in our head and why it matters.
Awesome.
This is a really good book about getting that voice. And then also, this is a really good one. This is kind of like out there and esoteric, but if you're like, there's a lady named Byron Katie, and she references something called the work. And this is a good audible if you want, but there's 4 questions you have to ask. And the biggest thing is if something comes in, you're like, he did this to me, and da 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 da, and this client did this. The biggest thing you have to ask, is it true? Yes or no? Because as soon as someone goes, yeah, but, and I'm like, no, is it true? It's either a yes or a no, not with the stories that be on. And are you sure it's really true? Because sometimes we make these stories and turn something into something when it's really just in ourselves. So they kind of go hand in hand. So there's a lot of stuff that we do to ourselves and we put chokeholds that we're not realizing that we're doing. And then we're mad at everybody else about
Yeah.
it.
Yep. I
So
love it.
that would be getting out of your head, but also not chasing something that's not yours to have and then being tired and sad and angry about it. Because I stopped chasing all the things and I came to Brian, I was like, I'm quitting. We've all been there,
Yes.
And I think that's huge. And then also too, one thing that I think people need to remember as business owners is working for profit. If
Huge.
you've not read Profit First, this is
It's so
specifically
interesting.
for real estate agents. Like it doesn't matter how much you sell if you're not profiting. It doesn't
Yeah. They somebody was talking today and they were like, oh, we did $1 million in GCI, but they only kept 10% of it. And it's like, okay, so you worked all of that, and then so
matter.
it's
And you made what someone could make part-time doing 25 deals
right, right.
without any
So
overhead. So that's what I'm saying. But it's the ego. You got to remember, are you in your ego or like, why are you doing this for what?
I have no ego. I'm just kidding. We all do.
But I think if we can get out of that ego place and go into your heart a little bit more, you will find that the answer is there the whole time. And
Yeah.
you're just wanting that, you just want to be accepted and loved. That's where the ego comes from.
Right. So I have two things that I always tell my team and people that are around me. Are you working in determination or desperation? And so I
Hmm.
think if you're determined, you're going to, the things that are meant for you will come to you. Whereas if you're desperate, you're just going to be pushing against things that you think you can't have. And
Yes,
you're really going to be just like walking and, treading sand.
that's
So
true. Tom gave us that book. Did you go by and pick yours up at the elite retreat?
Ryan got it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a sit down. It will take you 20 minutes to read this whole book. And the biggest thing I think is that things are not supposed to be hard, and we make things harder than they're supposed to be. And
Yep.
just because, like, I think there's that concept, and I'm an immigrant that I was raised, and I think there is a business that's like, work hard, you got to work hard. I think someone even has it as a catchphrase, but like, you don't have to work hard, really.
Yeah.
Should be part of, like, it's just allow it to be easy. Like, you can allow it doesn't mean that you don't earn your way, right? You do all the things. You don't just walk in and expect everything to be laid on your platter. Things take time and patience, but I think that resistance we keep giving ourselves, trying to push and push and push and push. They talk about a fly trying to go through the window, and he keeps hitting himself so he dies instead of going out the door that was right there because he
Yeah.
wouldn't. That's a perfect analogy of what humans do all the time. Let me push it. Let me force it. Let me force it. Or you can't make someone love you. You can't make someone drink the water. You have to allow things to be. And I think we as humans think that we are stronger than what I don't know. Salespeople are like us realtors sometimes get in our own way for sure. I would
I
say allow more and not stress about the things you can't change. What is it like? There's a serenity prayer for that. There's for
yeah.
alcoholics.
Yes.
We,
Yes.
we need one for the agents. We need a serenity prayer for realtors. Like, don't chase something it was never meant to be yours to begin with. So that's a big realization. And in 2025, figure out what those goals are and why do you want the goals. I mean, I think we've been saying that for years, but no one wants to do it. I don't know why. If you
Yeah.
could figure out what your goals are, you probably would get them, but you're like like people are just like looping around. They don't really know what they want because they
But they
don't know.
also do them in big picture. They don't take small increments, and that's really something that I find very helpful. Is that take it in small increments and build along the way. It's a lifestyle business. If you're going to be in real estate and you think everything is just going to happen and it's going to stay like on a 10 all the time, you go down to a 7, a 6, a 10, back and forth. So it makes you grow as a person, and that's the entrepreneurial spirit, is to continue to grow and to better and perfect so that we can go back and serve our clients and the communities that we're in. So, Alicia, one last question. So, I know you very well. And so, what is the one thing that personally that you think people should know about you? Is it a love of food, wine, whatever that is for you? What is that one thing that, people need to know the referable agent in Richmond, Virginia?
I think the one thing people need to know about me is I am exactly as you see me. I think people think that I'm hiding something or something different than I am. Like I have bronchitis right now. And that we all have many layers deep on all the different things. And I love to have fun, but I definitely um I'm a deeper person than I think most people realize. And I'm a very spiritual person.
Yeah,
And I don't think I show that. And it's unfortunate because I don't think we have that space like how we used to, you know. But I'm very deep into the world of understanding the purpose of I wanna know, like, I wanna matter, like, when I'm here. Like, if I'm serving someone, I want it to matter, and for
yeah,
me, connection is everything, so I love to connect. So if you're just here like, I don't wanna be that person where someone's like, "Oh, when I was with her, I felt like she really wasn't there." Like,
yeah,
I don't wanna waste my time with people that don't wanna really truly connect. If you have an agenda, I'm a very energetic person. I'm a feeling person, and I think I can see right through that typically. And so I say that my bubble protects me from those situations. So if we're connecting and we're there, then it's probably on purpose, and I welcome it. And that's probably the biggest thing. And I love to grow. You know that. I love to
yeah,
grow. I love to serve. I think I'm always someone that will show up. I definitely show up. That's
yeah,
probably the number one thing that my husband said Michael said to me, he's like, "You always show up and deliver no matter what. You could be dying, you'll show up and deliver."
yeah. I agree with that. I mean, I've known you for X amount of years.
Yeah.
The depth that you and I get to go in, this is what makes you an amazing coach, amazing friend, mother, spouse, all of that. So I appreciate you joining us. And how can they get in touch with you if they want to reach out to you in Richmond?
Well, I have my little Instagram. It's at alicia.rva. I have a new YouTube channel as well that I'm growing. It's The Empowered Woman with Alicia. It's really geared towards women and working and growth, and of course, any type of business. And I'm all over the social media. Alicia Kim Soikawa. Kim is my maiden name. I'm Korean, and Michael's half Japanese, so I have a Japanese last name. So it's a real mixer upper for all the Asians out there. But yeah, I'm here in Richmond. I'm the principal of Five Realty Co. So you can pretty much you can Google my name and I'll show up. I did it on Perplexity, and I was like, "Ooh, it makes me sound so good." You should do that, everybody. Google yourself and make sure that people can find you. That's the worst thing ever, too. If you get referred and you're not online or people don't know who you are, they're like, why would they refer you? It's weird. So make
Yes.
sure they can see who you are. Use the same profile picture so it's consistent, because it's confusing. Sometimes you're like, is that the person? Like we've done that
Right.
before. Like when we refer people, like you want to make sure that you're easily found. I'm everywhere. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on TikTok. I'm on the X. Is it X? Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
formerly known as Twitter, whatever.
Yep.
I feel like we're
Yep.
doing Prince or something, but that's it. I mean, I love to serve. I love to coach. I think that's my biggest filling of the cup is seeing other people grow. It's really exciting. So
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you joining us today. And guys, you know how to find her. Love you, Alicia. And
love
we'll
you,
talk
honey.
soon.
Yes,
Cool. All
that was
right.
it.
That's it. It's just a quick little interview, just spotlighting different agents across the country. That's all we're
I
talking
love
about.
it. I hope it was
So
helpful and interesting.
I think this is going to be so for this piece of it. I was talking to like three people that they get in their own way of like what agent to agent referrals are, and so this is just really a vessel for me to navigate the agent to agent side and feature other agents, but
Yeah.
also the five side. So
Well, I also have a brokerage I'm coaching. They're a boutique brokerage. Are not going to be a five brokerage, unfortunately, because it's two guys that built this amazing brokerage. They do like almost like last year they did like 600 million, like with 50
yeah,
agents. Like they're a big deal in Charleston, and
okay,
they're in mastery. They're 10 agents do coaching with me, and they don't ever do agent to agent. I'm like, you're in freaking Charleston, and they serve like the luxury market. So I'm
yeah,
trying to get them to be introduced. I told them to add on the TF Elite referral page.
yeah,
So really cool. One of the guys on there actually is dual agent in Manhattan and Charleston, and he actually is personally selling that author's house.
okay.
And so these people, like the two, they're like up there. So it's a good stuff. So I'm trying to teach people like this is right in line with that. Like it doesn't. They're like, I put my name out there. I don't know why I'm not getting the referral. I'm like, dude, it's like anything else. It takes time. It's a long game. You don't just put your name out and someone just put your
Yeah,
name down there. That's weird.
yeah.
So
It's very interesting, and somebody goes, "Oh, well, I don't like that." There's a girl; she's an opera singer in Jersey, and I said, "Do you realize like this is a talent that you could be
mhm.
doing?" And she goes, "Well, people have told me like I need to whatever." And I said, "Why don't I said just start with birthdays, and it could just be like a quick little happy birthday that you sing them." I said, "You could even put that." In a card with your name on it, and it could be like you start talking about like who's that opera girl in Jersey. You don't even need to know your name. And she goes, "Wait, what?" And I said, "Why don't you do an opera medley of happy birthday and put them in those little electronic cards and start building? Will
Yes.
go viral."
I'm with you. I'm with
Yeah,
you. I'm with you. I think you gotta leverage what you know. I mean, it is what it is.
yeah.
So, well, I'm still working on people. I'll let
Okay.
you know.
Two. I got two appointments after I leave here. We're going to.
I'm like this. Michael Graff and I had a really good call. We sent everything everybody's gonna look it over. So
Did he talk to Nazar too?
we three got on a call together.
Okay, that's what I
Mhm.
thought.
And I
Okay, good.
sent him the slides. I stayed after we talked. I talked to Tim, and then Tim talked to Nazar, and then we're supposed to be talking. But he's at Compass. Compass is tough. Like I think he's scared to leave.
Yeah, that's where so those conversations, that's where this comes into play when I want to talk about on Wednesday. I don't know if you can
Okay.
make it, but
I can
this,
make it for 30 minutes. I have a call. It starts at 2, but I can be on from 1:30 to 2.
yeah,
So
it should only be 30 minutes in my opinion. But
make sure like you go first so I can listen to
what I
it.
told Nazar, I was like, can I just have the mic for
Yes.
we don't need to talk about t-shirts or any other shit like that.
Yeah, we don't need
I
that.
need
So
data. So
We don't need that.
Okay.
So,
Well,
all right,
awesome.
my
I
friend.
appreciate
I
it.
love you. How do I get out of here?
Just hit exit.
Where? Oh, I
Then
see
it's
on the
time to
bottom.
leave
That's
studio.
like,
It's going to be on
I'm,
forever.
I'm having a blonde moment. I was like, where is it? My other bar was hiding it. So
So
I'll
funny.
text you when we come into town if you're around. I'm looking
Yeah, let
forward
me
to it.
know.
All right. Bye, bro. Love
All
ya.
right. Bye.